It seems tonight that Hillary Clinton's close personal aide, ABEDIN, who has not been on the campaign, you may have noticed, for several days now, may be in some legal jeopardy of her own. Fox News Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Harris is here. Catherine, what can you tell us?
Well, as Brett was just mentioning, they're going through Anthony Weiner's computer. This is a computer that was a family computer, and their records from his estranged wife, Huma ABEDIN. The reason it's an issue for her is that if there are classified records found on that computer, she has real legal jeopardy, and it's because she signed this separation agreement in 2013. And what it says is that I've given everything back to you, and if I have not given everything back to you, then I understand I can face criminal charges under the Espionage Act and other legitimate statutes.
So the problem is, of course, that the laptop that belonged to Anthony Weiner that had all of this, all of her emails on it, obviously that stuff was not turned back,
That's
right?
Exactly. Yes, and when you look at the statutes that are listed in the separation agreement, there's nothing about intent. Director Comey has been very focused on intent in this case, but that is not what the separation agreements read. It's not what people agree to.
Right. So, in other words, she agrees to get this stuff back regardless.
No matter what, exactly.
And if she didn't know that it was on the computer or something, that might not get her off the hook.
That's correct.
Right.
And then also today, as you just mentioned with Brett, the president weighed in on FBI Director Comey's investigation, and he seemed very almost dismissive.
Yeah, we've got something. We're going to hear a little bit later on. I wonder what effect you think that might have.
I think the point that's been missing in this discussion is that President Obama, with all due respect, really has a horse in this race and has a vested interest in the outcome. He was using an alias, a personal account to communicate with Hillary Clinton on her personal server.
Right.
Yes, correct. And we know from the State Department, who spoke on the record about this earlier this year, that there are about 18 to 24 records that were withheld, citing executive branch deliberations. Now, here's the important thing that sometimes people miss. President Obama's BlackBerry is a high-security BlackBerry, and every address, we talked about this last week, every address has to be clear. It's like a VIP list. And Huma ABEDIN, in her FBI interview, said to agents, every time Mrs. Clinton changed her address, I had to tell the White House to make sure that his devices would accept it. So this is another admission that the White House understood that she was using this private server for government business, and that the president was okay with it, and his team was okay with it because they were allowing updates to the email to be made. So he's got a real horse in the race here. He's not speaking as a dispassionate observer to what's happening.
Catherine, thank you very much.